Vienna, Iowa. That means it's time for another live stream. And because it's Thursday, December 17th, 2020, it's happy hour. Today I'm going to be drinking 312 beer from Goose Island. I'm pretty sure that I've had this already on the live stream, but it was like the one of these beers left in the beer fridge downstairs. So I thought, let's just round it out and kind of clear it. We have there's two shock tops left. There's one of these. I got a couple of those beers that got sent to me a little while ago left as well. And then I'm out of craft beer. Then there's lots of Coors and Miller Lights in there as well. But I thought for the live stream today, I go with the 312. I've been thinking a lot about Chicago lately, with the vaccine, on the horizon. I mean, it's here, but it's for a regular person. It's on the horizon. And Chicago has been in the news as well for bad reasons, but that's Chicago as well. So I'm going to go with the 312 today. So cheers, everybody. Happy Thursday. We made it almost to the end of the week, pretty much to the end of the week. It's been a long week, I got to tell you. I mean, it seems weird to say that, being a stay-at-home dad, but, it's been a long week. That's a tasty beer. They call it an urban wheat ale. It just tastes like a good kind of craft beer to me. I like the wheat beers. Generally, that's kind of like the style that I've been into. And so, I've had a lot of these 312s over the years. It's a good drink. All right, let's see who's here. Before we do that, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast version today. Welcome, everybody. And then let's also say hi to everyone on YouTube watching this after the fact. Hopefully you can make it in time for a live stream sometime, but I understand there's time zone differences, may not be able to make it. I appreciate you watching afterwards. All right, let's see. We got Jay Pelican here live. Awesome. Chris Yao says, Goose Island, where's the New Vienna Canine Club? That's funny. Yeah, the dogs. Today I was I ran with the dogs found me again on that route. That's the route where if I run that route, I'm most likely to find dogs that will kind of chase me and run along with me. And I was like, it's below 10 degrees Fahrenheit at the time that I started running, pitch black. I was out there about 6:15 in the morning and I'm like, who has their dogs out now? It's so cold. That can't be good for the animals. Why are they out? And then 5 minutes into the run, I'm like, oh, people have their cows out already. Their cows are already out eating. It's really creepy to see the cows in the middle of the night, or I guess when it's pitch black out, because then I look with my headlamp and their eyes all glow with the reflection. And so it's you see all these eyes staring back at you because they're like, who's out there? And so that was creepy. And then the dog started barking and I was like, oh, you guys are here? Oh, man. And so then I had not one dog, and then I just had one dog, and then a little bit later, the German Shepherd also joined in. And so we had a little running crew today. So that was that. Jeff Elliott here says, hello, peoples. Good to see you again, Jeff. He said, I bought the air fryer and I've been in a vegan air fryer YouTube hole ever since. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, once you start watching a certain kind of things on YouTube, you just start getting fed stuff. And Jay Pelican says, yeah, it's amazing how the algorithm is feeding me air fryer videos now. You welcome to my world, guys. I've been getting air fryer videos for over a week now, and it's been very interesting. I even stopped to watch an air fryer infomercial. My in-laws have Dish, and on Dish, I'm not familiar with this because we had Comcast in Chicago. I've never had a Dish before. But on Dish, there are all these extra channels, quote unquote, and it's just 24 hours of Home Shopping Network or infomercials, and that's all it is. And I stopped and watched an air fryer commercial for 10 minutes today, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good video. Yeah, Gabriel Santos says, hello, everyone. What's going on, Gabriel? And Philip Burns says, hi, everyone. And is here says, hi, Kapuzi and everyone. A good trail run tonight out to the Bothy with Pip. Now waiting on sweet potato fries to come out of the air fryer. You guys are amazing. Awesome. That's so funny. Philip Burns said, instead of an air fryer, strongly considering getting the new Thermomix TM6. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. But yeah, I had some more tacos in the air fryer today. My wife has been making basically quesadillas, I guess, because she'll put 2 tortillas down and just put cheese on top and then cook it. no beans or anything. She just likes to have the cheese and the corn tortilla. She's been making that. And yeah, so we've been getting after it. Louis Becerra says, yo, what's going on? Ryan probably says, tofu in the air fryer is great, especially if you marry it in teriyaki and some spices, then coat in the cornstarch. It gets really crispy. Yeah, I didn't think it would work. I was really skeptical, but I mean, I didn't even use cornstarch. I just used flour, and that wasn't terrible. So, like, I got to get some cornstarch. My mother-in-law keeps saying that there's cornstarch in the house somewhere. I was trying to make gravy the other day, and I couldn't find it then either. But, yeah, but I'm going to get some cornstarch and try that again. All right. James Baker says, evening all. Good to see you. Martha's here as well. Good to see you, Martha. Right. Oh, Franklin Julio's got chocolate chip cookies and water today. That's good happy hour. Very good happy hour. I'm definitely enjoying this Goose Island. This is, not sponsored or provided or anything, but really good. Maybe I just really needed a beer. I don't think I've had a beer in probably about a week. So tasty. Very, very tasty. Speaking of chocolate chip cookies, I was on Twitter for a little bit today, and Pete Bromka posted something. And it was like, what's your favorite pre-run fuel? And he put fuel in air quotes, and was like fuel that works for you, but a pro marathoner or a dietitian would not approve of. And he put fruit roll-ups, and I feel like that's a pretty good one. I put cookies because I do like to have my mother-in-law makes really good chocolate chip cookies, so I like to have those before a long run. Those are actually I usually bring 3 to eat on the way to go to the run, and then 3 for afterwards if there's chocolate chip cookies in the house. That's been a good go-to for me. Gabrielle says, afternoon all. Awesome. And my mom's here. My mom told me that they did get some snow, but it wasn't completely terrible. She was able to get out today. So thankfully it wasn't horrible. But at the same point, I saw Remy's post on Instagram. They had some crazy weather too. So I don't know. I think it's been all over the board. Hopefully you guys are all doing okay with the nor'easter hitting in the northeast. Is it a nor'easter as well? It's Winter Storm Gale, and I feel like every year there's a Winter Storm Gale. Is it? Am I wrong on that? Maybe I misread something, or I don't know. Stevie76 is here. What's going on, Stevie? Chairman of the Happy Hour Committee. Welcome. All right. James Baker says, do you have Brewdog beer in the U.S.? I'm not familiar with it, but that doesn't. I'm not a super connoisseur, so I don't know. Scott says, I'm having a Stone and Joy by 1121. I've never had that one either. Sounds good. Shannon says, Kofuziing, happy houring at 3 p.m. on Thursdays, air frying everything, pooping in cornfield. Basically created a lifestyle. Yeah. I'm making the best of 2020. It's been a weird year. So, just trying to keep things positive, keep going. Dorlin Starn says, hello from Philadelphia. Awesome. Hopefully you guys didn't get hit too hard in the Philadelphia area. Scott says, every day is the same to me. Yeah. It's it's kind of every day is the same to me. That the way that comes out or the way that reads, I don't know that you mean it that way, but it reminds me of the Office Space. Every day you see me, that's the worst day of my life. I know that I don't think that you mean it that way, but that was a good movie, Office Space. I used to watch that all the time. All right. T. Davis says, yo, what's going on? It feels like Friday in my house and it's happy hour on the live stream. Let the holiday vacation shenanigans begin. Oh yeah, for sure. Dude, I got to tell you, even though my kids are in virtual school, I'm the preschool teacher for the baby. And it's just even though we're not going to anywhere, we don't have that hard of a time schedule. I remember back in Chicago, it'd be you got to get the girls up. You're yelling at them kind of because they're pokey and all that. We don't have really any of that. So it's been pretty chill and I like that. But even so, I'm oh, is it break yet? I need a break. I really, really need a break. Yeah. So I'm feeling it. I'm ready for it. My kids, they love countdown calendars, especially the preschooler. And so we've had a countdown to Christmas since Thanksgiving. And she's like, it's 8 days or however many days it is now. I'm not sure. But Yeah, I'll go check and ask whether I'll get the official count in a little bit. All right. Remy said, boy, did we get some snow over it already until the next run, at least. Yeah. But I think I saw you had the 2-inch shorts on again, so no chafing, I think, right? Revs91 says, to be honest, some days it's more than 2 cookies. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have the 3, but my mother-in-law's cookies always end up really wide and thin. I think I know why, but I'm not going to tell her. She makes the cookies the way she makes it. I'm not going to interfere with that. But I like the way she makes her cookies because I like a crispier cookie anyway. And I have 3 and 3. Sometimes it is. I understand the feeling. Sometimes it is more than that. Ryan Pauly says, did you all see Russia cannot use its name or flag at the next 2 Olympics? Really? Is that because of doping? Is that what it is? Oh. Whoa. I did not see that. I was not aware of that. Ben Y says, I'm drinking cherry flavored kefir. You know, kefir is one of those drinks that I thought, like when you described kefir, I'm like, oh, that's probably going to be very popular at my house. We bought it a couple of times and like everyone's like, nope, we don't want it. So we don't, it's not popular for us. I don't know why. It seems like something that we would drink, but we are not. Sean Marshall's here says, hey. Cool. Hey, and if anyone is new here today, welcome. And this is basically what you're going to get. The live stream. There's no agenda. There's no like talking points. It's just runners hanging out. So, I mean, sometimes we have talking points. There's like a theme for the day. But if you're new and if you have a running question or if something you want to talk about, feel free to put it in the comments. Don't wait. You don't have to wait. There's no like, question time or anything. Just jump in and enjoy the conversation. And hope you have a good time today. All right. Martha said, she was talking to Scotty, but I'd like this tip. She said, I put a tip on Mike's air fryer video for any leftover baked goods. Sprinkle a little water on before reheating. It really works on anything from croissants to bread. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to have to try that. We have some extra corn muffins from dinner last night, so I'm going to go try that right after this live stream because that sounds good. Oren says, hey, I'm 14 and have a bit of plantar fasciitis. I've been off for a few days and I'm treating it. Will this likely take months to heal or just a couple of weeks? I think it depends on the treatment, right? So I'm not a plantar fasciitis expert, but I think there's a lot of rehab that you could do with it to strengthen the plantar fascia. But I really don't know what the recovery timeline looks for, Oren. So hopefully, I mean, if you're 14, I'm not if you're 14, because you're 14, you're younger, so things should heal really quick, at least compared to someone who's near palindrome, 41. For me, it takes like longer to heal from anything these days. So it'd be faster than if I had it, but hopefully off a few days and I'm treating it. I think I would stick with the rehab on it, do some of the exercises that you can do to strengthen that area. I think that's part of it. But otherwise, I'm afraid I don't know any more information. Someone else who has experience with it may be able to tell you a little bit more closely. Runner Dre says, I'm drinking coffee today. Only the second one of the day. Oh, how do you do that? That's, wow. I would have a hard time with that if it was only my second coffee of the day. Raleigh Domaratsky says, RIP to your selfie stick. Yeah. So on Sunday, so Insta360 has they actually have 3 different selfie sticks now. They have the one that I'm familiar with. You twist it, extend it, and then twist it back again to lock it. Kind of like a tripod leg. So that one I've had before. This last one that I bought was longer, much longer, and you only just pull it, and it uses tension. And I was like, I don't like this idea because I feel like it's going to break. And then, I had a workout in 15-degree weather. Had about an hour into it. I pulled it one other time. I remember though before that I was pushing it back in to like retract it again, and I was like, oh, that doesn't look right. Because like it just looked like it went too far. So I think I broke it then. And so the next time when I went to pull it out with the cold, I mean, it just split in half. And I was like, okay. So for the rest of the run, I had to like hold it together, like from the base of the camera and like kind of grip the stick. So that way it wouldn't fall apart. So I ordered a new one. I ordered another one of the long one, even though I think it might break. They're only like $15. So it's not super expensive, but I do really like the length of it. Because for the video for today, the Alpha Fly versus Adios Pro, I ran with the Insta360 One R on my regular selfie stick that's shorter than that other selfie stick. And I was like, oh, I need more distance. I definitely need more distance on it. So I think I'm getting that other one again. I was able to get it off Amazon this time instead of directly from Insta360, because sometimes, because it's coming from Shenzhen, it takes a long time to get here sometimes when you order their stuff. So like they do also sell, like I think they've sent a whole bunch of stuff to like the Amazon warehouses. So if you can buy it on Amazon from the Instant360 account on Amazon, you can get stuff a lot faster that way. So well, hopefully we'll get a new one soon. Yeah, see, Chad Ren says poor selfie stick. I go through them. Like, I mean, I'm hard on them, so it makes sense. But I usually I always have like an extra one of every selfie stick that I have, so that way when it breaks, I can just replace it right away and then order another one, and it comes whenever it comes. So yeah, but not this time. Not really. Hank Aaron says he's got water today. That's cool. Tell me about this bird. Is that your bird, or is that just a picture of a bird that you got there? That'd be amazing if that were your bird. Chris says, my entire university experience revolved on the Thursday happy hour, which began after your last class, of course. Missed a lot of Friday classes. Same here, for sure. Thursday was like the big going out day because there was like one bar on campus and they never carded. I don't know how they got away with it. And they used to have not 40-ounce cups. They used to have 44-ounce cups. So that was a real problem. So like a lot of people after the first year of college transferred into the business school because the business school had no classes on Friday ever. Arts and sciences, we had classes on Friday. I never made them. I had a Friday. Like for the first like 2 years of college, I had an 8 a.m. lecture hall class on Friday on the exact opposite end of campus from where I lived. I never made it. I just remember that my mom's listening. Hi, Mom. I mean, I'm 41. I can own that now. I can own that. Stephen Gersdorf says 7 stages of running shoe. All the world's a road, and your shoe is but rubber smeared to play its part and then depart. That's very pretty. Sean Marshall said, I went to get a COVID test today so I can go see my parents for Christmas guilt-free, and that was actually felt like the most vulnerable place. LOL. Yeah, I'd be terrified to go, especially if I were to go to get tested in this state. This state, everyone's excited because like the hospitalizations are down, and case numbers are dropping too. But and coincidentally, they did implement a mask mandate statewide a little while ago. I'm not sure if there's any relation to those things, but the positivity rate is still like 33% in certain spots. So I'm like, I don't know that I'd want to go there. I just feel like you're going into the lion's den. I mean, they keep talking about these at-home tests that are going to get developed. And I'm just like, where are they? Where are they? I keep hearing about them, but no one ever seems to get them. I mean, whether I would trust like an at-home test, I'm not sure. But, you know, I feel like, why don't we have that yet? All right. Chris Dyke said, made ricotta cookies last night. They're more like a biscuit, but still delicious. I've never heard of that before. Michael Mahoney's making banana pecan shakes. That sounds tasty. That sounds really good. Bryce Blankenfield said, my wife makes vegan pumpkin cookies and they are fire. Whoa, that sounds delicious. All right. T. Davis says, Kofuzi, get the official count. Are we? Oh, yeah, I got to get the official count. I don't know what the official count. It was today, the 17th, so it's 8 days. Yeah, we're at 8 days. All right. Yeah, Stephen Gersdorf said about kefir. It's liquid yogurt. Yeah, but we go through so much yogurt in this house. There are these like Dannon drinks, like they're called Danimals, I think, but we call them monkey juice because there's a little monkey on the bottle. That's what my daughter always called them growing up. And so they always have those. I mean, they go in spurts these days, but there was a time where that's like all my daughter would eat. Is that, and like the Pediasure, we called them elephant juice because there was an elephant on the bottle. It was pink strawberry. And those were really expensive. They were like $2 a bottle. And the Walmart by us had them behind like a locked window. So every time I went to get it, I'd have to go hit a buzzer and wait for someone to come. And I felt like sometimes I would just be waiting there for I'd wait for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, just standing there waiting. But that was the only thing that she was eating. So, yeah, we've gone through a variety of juices. They're all liquid yogurts. But thankfully, she's now just a picky solid food eater. But, yeah, we're getting there. Rainer says she likes raspberry kefir though. Still with the Jar Jar. That's funny. She's got Jar Jar Binks as her avatar here for those of you listening. But yeah, I mean, it sounds delicious. Those two words sound great together. But like every time I do, I'm like, all right. Sean Marshall says he's sipping a Stone IPA with white cheddar popcorn. That sounds delicious. My wife keeps buying these tubs of cheese balls. Like they come in like what looks like a big plastic barrel. And I absolutely love them. My favorite thing to do is just sit with it, like hold it, like give it a hug, like give your food a hug and just eat right out of the barrel. I love it. Cheese balls are like, I'm a big fan. And like popcorn that's cheese flavored, also extremely good. That just reminds me of that. I could do like this year, I don't think I'll be getting any, but like popcorn tins, holiday popcorn tins, I love those. That's great. Ina says, I really think this live stream has to be the best thing to come out of 2020. Wow, really? Thank you. We have such a good community here. Thank you for all your hard work, Mike. Well, thank you guys. You guys have been making it awesome here, and it's been a delight. It has been a highlight of 2020 for sure. I would say that. James Baker says he's drinking tea and eating chocolates. That's a nice way to spend the afternoon. Oh, Shannon says, I always thought kefir was pronounced like heifer. It could be. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'm probably saying it wrong. All right. Brett Reed says, it's however you say it. He says, it's a fermented milk drink with a sour taste made using a culture of yeast and bacteria. Yeah, liquid yogurt, it sounds like, right? And Brett Reed says, you thought that sounded good? No, but I think like raspberry kefir, and then they say it like it's got probiotics and it's good for you, And the commercials, like the milk always looks so creamy. It's always like raining, like a waterfall of it. It just looks nice. I don't know. Trains with Coda asks, Kafuzi, is it pain moving the power meter between shoes each day? No, it's super easy to just like it clips in and then clips out. So it's not hard at all. I guess the first couple of weeks, you just had to remind yourself to do it. But I've also gotten into a routine of laying everything out the night before, mainly so that way when I go up for my run in the morning, I'm not waking everybody up or forgetting things. That would be the primary way that I would forget things. I'd forget a heart rate monitor, or I'd forget a headlamp, or I'd forget to bring gels. So I'd always have to come back upstairs and rummage around or go back into the bedroom and find all that stuff. So it's just part of my routine now. I know what shoes I'm going to wear the night before. And while I'm doing that, that's when I move the power meter. So it's really simple. You just have to remembering to do it is the hardest part, but I'm in a routine for it now. Jeff Elliott says, before being a ridiculous vegan, I had kefir and liked it. But then I had one that was swollen and it tasted too much like alcohol and turned me off a bit. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. Swollen. Maybe extra cultured. Well, I think that would turn. It's one of those things where it's how do you know when it goes bad? I know when yogurt goes bad because there's mold on it, but yogurt is a culture. Right, so it's how do you know when it goes bad? Dominic Schrott says, how to get that 360 cam sponsored? I do talk to Insta360 from time to time, or they reach out to me. I don't really talk to them. It doesn't kind of work that way. So they reached out to me, and I think I owe them an email. Because they last were hey, are there any things that you'd like accessories that you'd like? And it just made me think of the potato jet video where he had that harness that he put on his back. So maybe I'd get some bike footage of that. But it just seems like I'm not a huge fan of mounts and harnesses and accessories and stuff. So we'll see if there's anything fun in their kind of library that I can use. But sometimes, I don't know. I'd love to be sponsored. Have the Insta360 as a sponsor. I don't think they're sponsoring people, but some of the videos are sponsored, I think. From other people, probably Potato Jet, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, Potato Jets I think probably are though, because they're he's in the ads and stuff now too. So I don't know, but that'd be fun. Sean Marshall asks, anyone feel like it's too cold to run slow, but also too cold to run fast? I feel you. I feel you on that one. It's been painfully cold lately. Today I had my electric gloves. I'm trying to think if they're here. I had my electric gloves on, and they were either they're not working, something's wrong with them, or it was just that cold because my hands were freezing the entire run today. There were at the 2 mile mark, I was like, I should just turn around. I should kind of bag it for today. And then at the 4 mile mark, I'm like, that's plenty. Let's just go. And then but then I was with the dogs and I was like, all right, we'll run up to the top of this next hill and then we'll turn around. So I got like 11 in for the day. So I got the amount I was planning to run today in, but like fortunately, like at like the turnaround, like the sun really started to peak out and that raised the temperature a few degrees and that made all the difference. And after that, I was just cold but not freezing. But I was just really uncomfortable. I was wearing even I had tights and then like kind of like a compression tight and then another pair of like running pants on top, a thinner pair, and then a vest on top. But I was just cold, really cold. Sam Matassa says, your videos have made me interested in buying the Insta360. You should be an affiliated influencer. Well, I do have like affiliate links that like if people buy through there, I think I get a commission on that. But I do enjoy those cameras a lot. I'm a big fan of those. So I recommend them to people. I don't recommend them as like someone's first action camera, but like, if you like what you see, then it's fun to make. And I've seen other people that are doing really good running videos with it too. A lot of them on Instagram. And I think that I just love watching other people's 360 videos as well. Not really. Hank Cameron says the Infinity gloves. Yeah, the Infinity gloves, the ones that glow like right here. They weren't working. Sean Marsh says electric gloves or some Marty McFly stuff. That's funny. If they like auto cinched, now that would be something, right? Because they have like there's 2 areas to cinch those gloves. One like a big like strap that I can cinch right at the wrist, and then another kind of like pull like a stretchy elastic cinch back here so that snow doesn't get in from like the top down if you're like skiing or something. And when I have to take my hands out of the glove like to eat a gel, then I put them back in and then it's loose. I wish like it was like the Marty McFly, like the BB React shoes, the Nikes, like where it goes and it like tightens itself up. That'd be nice, but probably more technology than I really need. Aaron Ike says, yeah, the wind direction is everything as the temperature drops. Yeah, I've been really fortunate that even though it's been in like the teens here for my runs this entire like week, which has been, it's fatiguing in its own right. Just that. I mean, I know other people run in much colder temperatures, but for me, that's cold. And it's been fatiguing, but I've been very thankful that it's been like almost zero wind. So that's been nice. It's the only time that there's no wind around here is when it's like painfully cold. So I guess there's a little bit of mercy in that. But yeah, otherwise, like some of these fields that I'm running in, there's always like a giant crosswind. Let's see. We have one more. Scotty says, Co doesn't need electric gloves. Choppers is the solution. Funny. Bryce says, I love winter running. I always feel like a champ when I brave the weather, even on an easy run. I can relate to that. And my wife, like my first winter that I was running, that I ran all year round, she was like, you really like running in the winter, don't you? And I was like, I think I kind of do. She's like, and you like it when it's snowy. And I'm like, I love it when it's snowing. She's like, that's that. She's like, I knew it. You would. She's like, you always like to be like the extremist of anything. That's what you like. And I'm like, well, I'm not so simple. What? And I was like, wait, no, you're right. I like to like, if someone's going to go run in the rain, I want it to be a monsoon. If someone's going to go run in like snow, I want it to be a blizzard. But, like harsh conditions, winter lends itself to that every day pretty much. So I do kind of like, it does make me feel tough. So I like that. Michael Sandoval says, do you prefer running on the country roads or the streets of Chicago? I don't actually like running on the streets of Chicago. I did that during the pandemic or during the first like lockdown because we couldn't go to the lakefront path. I love running the lakefront path. I love running city trails. I mean, I love running to those places too, but like if I had to run just like in my neighborhood for all of my running, I think that it got tedious a little bit for me. What compounded that though was that everything was forced shut down. So like there was nowhere to go to the bathroom if you needed to. So like that made it difficult. So maybe that kind of like tainted my experience with like pure city running. But like, running, I do like running in like the downtown area, even when there's tourists and stuff, because that's kind of fun. It's like a fun game. And I love urban running generally. I like having the city as my backdrop, but I'm usually on the lakefront path where it's pretty not open, but there's no traffic lights, there's no traffic. There's bikes and there's pedestrians and stuff, but it's pretty good. It's really good running. I love it there. But I also do like these country roads because it's quiet. No one's gonna really bother me at all. Um, and it's easier on my body to run on the dirt roads. So that's been really, and it's hilly, so that's like good for me. It's good medicine, I guess. So I like them both. I do miss city running though, so that's probably my favorite. But both are really good. Michael Mahoney says cold and wind is unpleasant. If it's just cold though, then it's lovely running out in the winter. Yeah, I would say so. Oh, Trains with Coda said, I ordered my Insta360 link. It shipped today. Awesome, cool. I hope you like it. You'll have to let me know where I can see what you're making. I'd love to be able to see that. Rainrunner says, I prefer rainy and 40s to cold and snowy, but that's just me. Yeah, you can have it, Rainrunner. Well, I guess you're Rainrunner. Rainy and 40s is like my kryptonite. That's like the one weather where I'm like, I don't know. Maybe there's a treadmill I can find today. Everything else, I'm like, let's go for it. But like rainy and 40s is just like, there's no level of clothing that I can wear that makes it comfortable for me. Like I'm either wearing too much or too little, and just I'm always miserable. So, yeah. Crazy Hal said, the Insta360 is the ultimate security camera while running, guaranteed to capture a robber in high res. Yeah, I use it to make sure there's no cars behind me sometimes. So I'll like peek up at it because I could see there's like a little screen on there that I can kind of keep an eye on what's behind me. Because sometimes I'll run down the middle of the road for the sake of a shot, and just nice to be able to look up and kind of check on myself a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. SDAM says, what do you tell the people who ask why runners run on the road? Oh, because it's easier. Because on the sidewalks, there's pedestrians who aren't paying attention. There's children, if it's the time of day where children might be out there. People are coming out of stores. So like during the lockdown in Chicago, I would run in the bike lane or on the street, even though technically under Chicago ordinance, you're supposed to run on sidewalks. So I would do that just because like, sometimes there's not a lot of frontage. There's not like the door will open to like the front of the building. And then like the moment you step out of the doorway, you'd be in a sidewalk where I might be running by. And so like, there's that, not so much that I'm worried about a collision, but I also like, I was running at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't want to startle someone that early in the morning. So, I mean, I don't want to startle anyone, but like, I really don't want to startle people that early in the morning. And then there's sometimes where there's buildings where there's like bums sleeping in a doorway. So like, you just don't want to, I definitely don't want to startle them either. So you run in the road. It's safer. For me anyway, it's just easier that way. Yeah. Chris has a square grouper alert. Palm Beach, Florida, 71 pounds of cocaine and 25 packages washed up on the shore over the weekend at the beach. I'm always at the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, that's funny. That's a lot of pounds of cocaine. I mean, I wouldn't know, like how much is a pound of cocaine? Is it one of those bricks? But that's a kilo, right? Kilos are 2.5. So I don't know what a pound of cocaine is like, but it seems like a lot of cocaine to wash on the beach. Yeah, someone messed up big time, I guess. Sean Moore says, not sure I can type anymore, guys. I started shoveling this popcorn and might need both hands. I promise I'm listening. That's funny. There's like that meme that was going around of like, people eating pop. There's like two ways to eat popcorn, like one kernel at a time, or like the other one was like a horse eating out of a trough. I'm squarely in the horse eating out of a trough camp. I'll grab a handful of it and I'll hold my hand up to my mouth and just like make the mouth like a pocket that's just an extension of my mouth. That's how I eat popcorn. It's not pretty. When people are like, you want to share popcorn? I'm like, you don't want to share popcorn with me. I'm pretty sure. Palmer Madsen says, asphalt is a seventh the density of concrete. feels the same, but is much easier on the knees and joints. What? Yeah, people always ask me that, and concrete is it gray? Is that how you know it's concrete? And asphalt is like blacktop? What about like, because like there's some blacktop that's like soft, but then there's some like roads that are dark colored. That is that also asphalt too? Are we talking about the same thing? Like I like when people are able to tell me like that they understand like the difference between like paved surfaces. I'm like, you are some sort of guru. I don't understand that. But I didn't know that asphalt is 1/7 the density. So because there's some parts over here where on my like there's a half marathon loop that I like to run, and I think the road there's a long stretch of it where there's a road and then a paved shoulder. I think the road used to be one material, and then they put I think concrete on top of it because a lot of trucks go on there. But I've been running on the concrete. Maybe I should run on the asphalt. But the asphalt has like cracks and it's like not as smooth anymore because it's the old road surface. So I've been running on the concrete. So I don't know. But if it's 1/7 the density, that's amazing. That seems like a technological innovation. Where'd that go? I saw something from Shannon up here. Oh, Shannon says, I just told my daughter I'm watching Kofuzi, so I wouldn't get corrected. She corrected me and said, it's Kofuzi. She's such a contrarian. Kids are that way, that age, though. That's how they're for sure. Adam Steve said, talk about the weather. Had a short tempo effort up here in Boston today. Probably should have skied it instead, but accidentally locked my cross-country skis in the basement. Ooh. That's a bummer. There's been some cross-country skiing. People are big on that here. Snowmobiling is probably the most popular winter activity around here in Iowa. And then I think cross-country skiing is the next one. I've definitely seen some cross-country skiing tracks. I think they're all melted by now, but a lot of people, when we get snow, you see it a lot around here. Stevie76, when was the last time you've seen your parents? I guess it's easier now with FaceTime. I mean, I saw them yesterday. Mom, when did I call you? Yesterday or the day before? And then, but like in person, it probably was about a year ago now. Like I think I saw them in January. So it's been a long time. My mom keeps asking when are we going to see each other. And I was like, not until we get shots. A. Smith says, do you have any advice for windbreakers that don't get too sweaty? I feel like it's too cold to be without, but too warm to wear something heavier. Yeah, windbreakers are tough because I feel like they get such like plastic baggy, and there's a lot of sweating that goes on underneath. So they're like the one jacket that has been working out for me that I almost returned, and I've said many times I actually didn't like, but it's starting to like grow on me, is one from Rabbit. There's like a silver like one. I still don't like the fact that it's like see-through, but it's like a rain jacket. It feels like a rain jacket, but I use it as windbreaker. That works out pretty well. But I think the trick is with the windbreakers, because of the fact that it's blocking wind, it doesn't just, it does block the wind, but it makes your body feel warmer too. So I always like underdress if I have a windbreaker as a layer on top. If it's for wind, but like if it's like around here where it's been just really calm with zero winds, the windbreaker doesn't do that much. It's just a thin layer that doesn't breathe as well. But because it's not breathing as well, it's still keeping you a little bit warmer. So like I think that's the bigger trick, is that like, just don't go as heavy underneath. So if you were going to wear like a merino long sleeve, maybe wear a tech long sleeve. If you're going to wear a tech long sleeve, maybe wear a tech t-shirt. So I always go like one notch down when I have a wind blocking material. Stephen Gerzer said, the road camber drives me nuts. I agree. It's the reason why I run on the wrong side of the road. My knees like the right, to the extent that there's a pitch. Like I like the right hand side. My knees like the right hand side. So like I know I'm supposed to run on the other side, but that doesn't agree with me as much. So I just run on the wrong side of the road. Scotty B's got some Atreyu updates. Version 1 is on sale for $75, and the artist is a ship at the end of Q1. Awesome. And the version 2 is available at the end of 2021. That's a long time away. That seems like a really long time. I feel like hopefully they can move that up, it seems. But I don't know. Junk Shoe says, I can't run in the winter. I prefer 90s and sunny. That's how like my mother-in-law is. There was a time where we were talking about all of us just going down and renting a house in Florida for a little while. I know things in Florida are super crazy, but we're like, we'll just get all our groceries delivered. We'll just walk around in whatever neighborhood we get this Airbnb or rent this house at. Won't talk to anybody. We'll just like self-isolate, but it'll be a place with like a pool cage and like a pool and a hot tub. That's what that was kind of like we were thinking about it. And I was like, I bet you there's a lot in Orlando because Disney World and all those parks are closed, so people aren't probably going there, so we could probably get some pretty cheap. And my mother-in-law was like, not warm enough. And I was like, what? Orlando, Florida's not warm enough? She's like, I need it to be like 85. And I was like, so like Miami or nothing in the U.S.? She's like, pretty much. So I was like, all right. It ended up not working out. But yeah. But I can understand people that are like that, though. MJM says hi from Dubai. Awesome. Very cool. Welcome. Is this picture that your avatar, is that from Dubai too? It's a nice reflection in there. Pretty. All right. Jeff Corman says, good to see you again. Says, I used to run rounds on that track in Lakeshore Park to have some forgiveness under my legs, but it felt funny to do this when you have the lakeside. Yeah. I mean, I just love running by the lake. It's just so like rejuvenating to me. I like it. There are times though that when you run by, for me, when I run by the, I don't know if this happens to anyone else running in the winter, but like there's like an eeriness for me to run in really, really cold temperatures. And there's a point where I feel like my brain is like doing some weird, like, I think it's probably from lack of enough lack of warmth or something. And I haven't really sensed it. I sensed it like a little bit yesterday. But I sense it a lot in Chicago in the winter when the lake is slushy. So sometimes it'll outright freeze, right? But other times it'll just get slushy and it'll be like a slurry of ice and lake water. And as it undulates, it does so almost in slow motion because I feel like when the water gets that cold, it gets viscous and then it's got this like layer of stuff on it. And I find it really mesmerizing and almost like a siren, like saying like, jump in. I don't know. I'm no one probably gets that, but I get it. And so like, yeah, the lake, when running by the lake, there's definitely there's a calling. It like calls to me. It speaks to me. Sometimes in ways where I'm like, no, you're trying to get me to jump in the water. But other times it's just when the sun rises over it, like in the summertime, it's really pretty. All right. James Baker says, I'm sitting here trying to do our weekly food shop online. All this food talk has made me add tons of crap to my basket. That's funny. I think that's a really great way to kind of do these two things together. Do you like your grocery shopping? My wife has been doing all the grocery shopping, so we can do like the throw the deliveries in your trunk kind of thing. And I know it takes her a while to do it, so like this is a nice way to like make the time more productive. Stephen Gersdorf, going back to the concrete versus the road, that confuses me. He says sometimes they pour tar on top of concrete and it looks like asphalt, but it's concrete. But if it's tar, just tar, yeah, tar. Oh, okay, I see. Tricky. I guess you would know underfoot, but I like maybe my feet aren't that discerning. I thought that they would be, but maybe they're not. Steven says, when asphalt degenerates, the surface will be sharp rocks and will tear up your shoes like running on lava rock. Oh. I'm trying to think about now. I feel like I've never seen asphalt before. Sean Marsh said, my New Year's resolution is to do as many pull-ups as Shannon. She's been knocking them out. She's been doing a great job. Ron Frankfurt said, in Germany, hardly have any concrete roads, mainly asphalt road surfaces. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Martha says road camber drives her nuts too, but usually run on asphalt, dirt, dual surface trail. Friend who ran the San Diego Marathon said the road camber and crowds made it highly unpleasant. What? I mean, I understand the road camber, but like, what about the crowds made it highly unpleasant? Oh. Videos asks, are you watching the Marathon Project on Sunday? I would like to. How does one watch that on Sunday? Weekends are hard for me because the kids are like, it's playtime. So, I'm always struggling to just get back to my run as quickly as possible. But I would love to be able to watch that on Sunday. Should be I feel like everyone's running it, right? I mean, it should be an interesting field. Ben White says, the camera, I don't know why it does that every once in a while. All right, camera's back. Ben White says, I can attest to concrete being harder. I used to be a skateboarder, and I personally tested that rather thoroughly. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, cool. I need someone to be like this. I need like I bet you there's a YouTube video. This is concrete. This is how you can tell if you're on concrete. This is asphalt. I bet you there's that. And then after I watch that video, I'll have like nothing but material science videos for like the next 2 weeks. Carrie Smith is here again. Good to see you, Carrie. And it says tarmac, a great Scottish invention. Tarmac is the same thing as asphalt, right? The only reason I know the word tarmac is from watching rally car races. Other than that, I don't think I've ever heard people using the word tarmac unless you're talking about an airport. So like those are the two contexts where in like my American English vernacular where I've heard it. Other than that, like no one says tarmac. Not that I know. I don't know. MJM says, I've been running for 2 years. I'm 35. Is it possible to break sub 4 minute kilometer pace in the 10K? I think so. I mean, it depends on where you're at now in terms of what your 10K pace is, but I am hoping at 41, maybe not at 41. Yeah, hopefully in my 41st year, some point next year, that I'll be able to hit a 40-minute 10K. So that'd be a goal for me. So like, I don't think the age is going to do it. And, how long you've been running could be a good thing, could be a non-fact, but, it depends on where you are now and kind of like what work you're willing to put in to do it, to get there. But like, it's not a crazy number to go after. Bryce Blankfield, it's time for a Fulton Sweet Child of Vine. That sounds interesting. Phil Wartman says, I'm learning everything about astigmatism and glasses right now since my son needs them. What's your situation? How do you adapt as an athlete? I have an astigmatism in one of my eyes. I'm not sure which one anymore. I'm not sure if it's still there. I have also a weird unclassified kind of nystagmus. One of my eyes like kind of just like goes crazy a little. Not like a lazy eye, but like it will like flutter or something like that. It was diagnosed by a neurologist because I used to get really bad vertigo. They couldn't really figure out why. And I thought I was maybe having mini stroke, so I was really concerned about it. So I saw a whole bunch of specialists. So I have like a couple of weird eye things going on. But for running, I have contact lenses and they're fine. I used to wear contacts all the time. And then I would like sleep in them and stuff, and they weren't like the disposable kind, or now they have the kind that you kind of can sleep in a little bit because they're much more permeable to the air, so it's not as bad for your eyes to do that. But I would sleep in mine in the old kinds, older kinds, this is back in like the 2000s, and that ended up kind of scratching my eyes up a little bit. And so my doctors were like, try to wear contacts as little as possible. So I don't wear contacts a lot anymore, except for basically when I'm running or if I'm like swimming or something like that. But I do contacts and they work out great for me. When I'm wearing sunglasses, I just have the contacts underneath them and it works fine. So yeah. As an athlete, if you can't wear contacts, they make like the sports goggles that you can get prescriptions for. So that's something that can definitely work. It's like an old school look, kind of like who was it? Like, was it AC Green, like on the Lakers, like the late 80s, in like the 80s that had that? Am I right? Am I wrong on that? But like, it's like an old school look, but they make them. I don't know if they made new ones that are better than that now, but my father-in-law has like safety glasses that are prescription as well. I mean, they're safety glasses. They're not really for exercise, but I think that there's a lot more options that are out there in terms of like, if he needs to wear, corrective eyewear, like glasses while participating in sports, there are a lot of options out there. Even one of the Tin Man Elite runners, I forget his name, but he runs in just like regular glasses. And I'm like, how does he do that? But some people can make it work. So there's lots of options out there. I think that some, like the eye doctors would say, like, if you have an astigmatism, you can't have contacts. But like, it hasn't stopped me from having a good experience with contacts. So like, I'm not saying that's bad advice. I'm sure I'm damaging my eyes somehow. My eyes are really terrible, but it's something. It depends on how severe it is and whether or not he can still have contacts. But if he can't, there's really good advances in kind of like eyewear. So hopefully you can find something that works. Martha says, I just put Takumi Sen 7 in the shopping cart because it will disappear fast. I'm refilling me my dream shoe for 5Ks. I didn't know that you could get the Takumi Sen in the US. I thought that was only an international shoe. Oh, I'm going to have to go look for that. I don't know if I'll get it, but I want to go check it out. Interesting. Ron Franker said, a running vest like the Nike Aero Layer or Aeroloft vest are a great alternative instead of a jacket. Combined with a tight compression top, it's a gold combination. I ran in this top. I didn't take a shower today. Sorry. Just this long sleeve and a vest, a big puffy vest. And it was like 10 degrees outside at the start of my run today. It was 12 by the time I got back. So it was probably less than 10 when I left. And I'm not going to say I was fine, but like my arms up here, like for whatever reason, like this part on my like really cold runs will frost up because I'm sweating it. The sweat is accumulating in this area. My hands get really cold. My core gets cold, but here is like actually a good place for me to like vent heat out. So like I've been like toying around with that. So I might do a lot more like vest. I might be investing in more vests, which seems like a weird thing to buy a lot of, but I already have two. But the ones that I have are like big puffy ones, but maybe it's time to try one of those more higher performing materials ones. Good point. From Frankfurt. Ooh, Jeff Elliott. You're the only one that I've heard that agrees with me on this one. Says, if I have knee issues, it's always the outside of my left, and camber makes it worse. Yeah, see? I know what you mean. Charm Marshall likes a REI quarter zip over an Under Armour turtleneck. Nice. Very nice. All right. Jody says, Sydney is having an outbreak of COVID. 20 cases, and it looks like they might shut down state borders again to them. Oof, that's always hard to hear. But then again, I'm like, oh, only 20? Not that it's an only kind of thing, but yeah, sorry to hear that, Jody. Ooh, Scotty B says, I heard a couple of artists will be in this weekend's marathon project. Interesting. Oh, Lucas Lilly says 125 people here today. Awesome. Yeah, we're at 121 now. The number up here that I'm seeing. 120. Oh, someone just left. Sorry. But yeah. Very cool. Very cool to see so many people in here. All right. Fernando says hi from Chicago. What's going on, Fernando? Good to see you. Is this a Chicago Marathon medal? That looks like what it is, but this is an older one, isn't it? What years is that? I don't recognize that one. All right. Let's see. Let's do Steven Gersh upset. Did Kofu say he loves to run around the Lake Michigan? I don't run around in the area around the lake. I just run around that one tiny portion of it, not around the lake. There was someone who reached out to me on Instagram earlier this year. He was gonna run around the lake, I think, and he was looking for people to help film him at certain points. And I was like, I'd love to, but I'm not around right now. So, and Aaron Ike says, I run by Lake Michigan about once a week in southeast Wisconsin. It's wonderful. Yeah, I think that's like a really beautiful part of I'm sure except maybe some parts of Indiana, the Lake Michigan is not so beautiful. But I think that like that area from basically like Waukegan north, you know, that stretch along Lake Michigan is really nice, and you can actually have like private property like abutting the lake, and I think it's really really quite amazing up there. All right, let's do one more, and do one more. Let's go to the end here. Then I gotta get it. Then I gotta get going for a day. Sorry, 3:55. Time flew today. Shannon says my coworker is getting the vaccine Tuesday, and her sister in Pennsylvania in a small town tomorrow. That's amazing. That's great. That's great. Yeah. See, I've been very concerned about small towns and their ability to get the vaccines. One, because I'm in a very small town right now. My wife was like, man, this town has a population of, because in the paper today, there were like 3 more people in this town were diagnosed with coronavirus. And my wife was like, there's only 300 people in here. That's a significant jump. And my mother-in-law got offended. She's like, there's 400 people in this town. And I'm just like, I don't know when we're going to get, like, if we were to stay here the entire time, I don't know when we'd ever get it. Because number one, I don't think the hospitals have like the super cold storage capabilities. I'm not sure. I've been to that Dyersville hospital once. It's not big. And so like that like concerns me. But if your sister's in Pennsylvania and small town is getting it tomorrow, that's great. That's great. So hopefully, I mean, I did hear that there's, I did hear that there was one person that had an anaphylactic reaction, but otherwise it's still going really smoothly. So hopefully that trend continues, and then we can start the Kofuzi World Tour, or somewhat regional North American tour. You know, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, let's end it there. That's a great note. Hopefully things go well for them, and then the rollout can continue to go well. Tomorrow's video is going to be about a new pair of earbuds that I've been listening to for the past week or so. So that'll be tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll do a live stream, 3 p.m. Central Time right here. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.